How do you feel about the UK music scene today? Because I see a lot of conversation on Twitter day in, day out about R&B is dead, R&B is alive. Americans got it, UK got it. Who got it, do you think?
Well, UK music is thriving. Like if when I think back to when I started in music in 2018, and there was a kind of this like Afro swing era, and it was exciting for a minute, and then it kind of dwindled away a little bit, and then you have a new wave of you've got a lot of UK rappers that are thriving today. We've had drill, and there's just a sense of Black British pride, which is exciting and
Mm.
something that's been built over the course of the last decade. Really, you have the people that open the gates and really pave the way for where UK music is now. But on a whole, I would say UK music is in a good space. The R&B thing specifically, I think that one is a little more difficult because the US have always been the leaders in R&B.
Mm.
Um, that's where R&B was born out of, and we have UK R&B. And there are some amazing artists that are, that go between R&B, like soul, like Cleo Soul, for example. Or there's Bella. There's loads of talented artists. It's a bit difficult because UK R&B, this is my personal opinion. I think it doesn't maybe have a Britishness that UK rap is centered on. UK rap, for example, is centered on a British lived experience.
Yeah, and you can hear
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not copying New York rap. It's not copying Atlanta rap, you know what I'm saying, which is based on their experiences. Drill is inspired by it came from Chicago drill. There's a New York drill scene, but there's a very distinctly uniquely British sound to
Sound,
drill with the
Drake
hi-hat
loves,
and
for
everything
example.
that. And but with R&B, I don't know that we have that. With yeah, I don't know that you can listen to an R&B record from the UK and say this is distinctly British. It has something uniquely British, and then whether it can then compete almost with the likes of the
Bryson
Scissors.
Tiller, yeah, or someone like a Bryson Tiller who has a very commercial R&B sound, for example. A lot of the UK artists that I hear that are doing R&B sound like him, or try to
Mm.
sound like him, or try to sound like Party, or try and sound like versions of, you're right, an American R&B artist or an Usher. Or what will it take for them to develop their own identity? Is it time? Is it more lived experience? That stop trying to be like the Yankees?
I think it's just more difficult because R&B, like the topic of R&B is a universal language.
Mhm.
It's love, it's
Mm.
relationships, breakups. It's that when we're talking about R&B, we're not thinking of an artist rapping about shooting someone. You know what I'm saying? It's centered on like universal things that everybody can relate to. But I think that also makes it a bit more difficult for it to have something
For an
that's
identity as well.
super uniquely British. Yeah, I'd say um yeah, I'd say it's just and I think also the other thing is we um a lot of the R&B artists sing in an American accent, whereas I
Mm.
look at artists that definitely have R&B inspirations coming out of Nigeria, for example, or have soul inspirations like Thames, for example, um, whose music is influenced by, I'm sure, soul and R&B artists. Um, there's they don't sound American, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You
Mm.
don't get confused. There's an authenticity and it's rooted almost in Nigeria, in Africa. So um it which does give it a uniqueness
Yeah.
that
Thames is a great example of that actually, because she's still soulful with it, but she is distinctly Nigerian in her sound. So
exactly.
beautiful.